thanks to the support as a channel member, John Howell. Well, it's important that I looked the part again today. I've got at least 4 job interviews, which I promised you this at the start of Non-League to Legend. This would be different to the one we did this time last year. This is 4 job interviews. That's 1 more than I got in the entirety of a previous Non-League to Legend in the entire save. And we got these in 6 minutes. Hello and welcome to part 19 of Non-League to Legend. I'm Kevin. Coming up on today's episode, we're probably going to be starting a new job because, as you can see, between 8:50 and 8:56 a.m. on the 5th of October 2025, I got offered 4 different job interviews. We'll get back to them in just a second. Since you were last with me, we have continued to be quite good at football, losing just the 1 match. We lost against Kidderminster. We did have a little run where we drew 3 games in a row, so we're not actually top of the table. South Shields are the ones with that honour, but we're only 4 points behind them. We are looking strong. We're into the 4th qualifying round of the FA Cup against FC United of Manchester, who are struggling, so we should be looking at a first round proper of the FA Cup again. We should be looking at promotion to the National League again. But I think we're probably going to be leaving Brackley because, you know, Non-League to Legend rules. As a reminder, my current contract with Brackley runs until the end of this season and I'm on £825 a week. The 4 clubs who are offering me interviews, Barnet, Cheltenham and Ebbsfleet, who are all in the National League, and Solihull Moors, who've come back tails between their legs because I interviewed with Solihull Moors back in the summer. They decided to give the job to this guy instead. I believe I remember at the time saying at least he's a proper... He lasted 125 days. And they've sacked him because Solihull down in 19th place. Remember, this is the team that wanted to be in League 2 next year. They might be in the regional leagues if they carry on as they are. I suspect I'm not going to be going to Solihull Moors unless they throw an absolute ton of cash at me. However, the other 3 teams, potentially a little bit more attractive. Barnet, Ebbsfleet, Cheltenham. They are 3 of the 4 teams in the relegation zone in the National League. But Barnet are only semi-pro. I assumed they'd be professional. Ebbsfleet semi-pro, Cheltenham are professional. So what about Solihull? Solihull are semi-pro as well. So I guess we'll see what they've all got to say. If we leave, whoever we go to is obviously going to have to offer me a pay rise on what I'm earning at the moment at Brackley. For it to be Solihull, it's going to have to be a significant pay rise because it's not even a jump up to the next league. For the others, I'm going to need a pay rise and some kind of hope for the future because all we're really doing is fast tracking the career by about 6 months. We're probably going to be in the National League next season anyway. We need to make sure whichever club we go to is set up to be in the National League next year because that's where I plan to be regardless. And also compensate me for the fact we're going to be jumping into a relegation battle. But let's hear what everybody's got to say. So Barnet up first, whose previous manager lasted 282 days. Oh dear. Let's see what Barnet have got to say. I'm surprised Barnet is semi-pro. I thought Barnet would be a professional club. But yeah, we're not going to spend too much time. You've only managed 1 team so far. Yeah, I'm a good boy. It reflects well on me. With you, why have you never been able to achieve promotion? I've finished 2 seasons. I've been close once or twice. Yeah, that's true. Why have you found it so hard to control your club's finances? Because we're a semi-pro team in the National League North. I think I've handled the finances quite well. I haven't been in any media controversies. I don't even see the media. They happened a long time ago. Are you willing to assure us you'll do a better job of meeting expectations? My record speaks for itself. I don't want to make any promises. We parted company with our last manager much sooner than anyone anticipated. Yeah, you sacked him because you're bottom of the league. I have a proven track record. I do have a proven track record. I don't need to overhaul the backroom staff. Do I want to work with the director of football? He is imaginary and can't judge players. I mean, ideally, no. I don't want to commit because he doesn't seem very good. Their objective is avoid relegation, which is a very fair objective. And that is their objective for the next 5 years as well. I suspect Barnet is going to be a battle. They're not the team that used to be in the Football League, I don't think. But I will agree to those terms. I'm not blown away by what they've got on offer here for me, although the wage budget is double what I've got currently. So that does potentially make the job easier. Cheltenham next up, who are doing slightly better in the league. We're now hanging out with Andrew. Didn't they used to sponsor Aston Villa like in the 90s? Yes, I'm probably going to do the same answers as I've done for everyone. I've been close once or twice. I've handled the club finances quite well. The media controversies happened ages ago. I do meet expectations. Yes, I can work with limited resources. That's a different question. I don't need to change the backroom staff. Let's look at your director of football. He's got a great moustache and he's actually much better at his job than the other guy. I don't mind working with him. I will make that promise. Cheltenham are looking for me to avoid relegation this year, but then next season they want me to attempt to remain in League Two, which is interesting. We're not in League. You're not it, right? Yeah, I can do that. The whole League Two thing might be a struggle. Interesting for a team that thinks they should be in League Two, not offering much more in salaries compared to what Barnet were offering. But yeah, I'm happy to work with that. Cheltenham are the professional club as well, aren't they? I think. Looks like there's no wage budget. Have they gone into administration or something? Why have they struggled as much as they have? They were relegated from League Two a year ago. Interesting. Ebbsfleet next up. Used to be a part owner in Ebbsfleet. Remember when that was a thing, boys and girls? Was anyone else involved in it? Am I still a part owner of Ebbsfleet? Yeah, to be fair, I've not. I'll just do the first one. Why have you never been able to win a trophy? Because I managed Brackley. Yeah. Why have you never been able to achieve promotion? Because I managed Brackley. I've been close once or twice. Doesn't look great to see you operate in such a cavalier fashion with finances. I recommend you watch my Talent Exodus series, Adam. Our finances are not as bad at the. Unless it's your money we're talking about, it doesn't really matter. I mean, that's what our finances were not as bad as people reading the papers. Yeah, he can't see the club accounts. Are you able to ease our worries about your apparent failure? It was a long time ago. Are you willing to assure us that you'll do a better job yet? My record speaks for itself. Are you comfortable managing a team in considerable financial trouble? Yes, that's what I do. How considerable is considerable? Their director of football is rubbish. I'm not committing to him. They want me to avoid relegation this year and continue to avoid relegation. Yes, I can avoid relegation. That is a pathetic wage budget. We are not interested in Ebbsfleet. I think the proposed vision would demand a bigger budget. That's less money than I've got at Brackley. Ebbsfleet, I think, have just ruled themselves out. I've told them that as well, so I'm kind of ruling myself out as well. I'm being linked with Barnet up there. And then Solihull are going to have to offer me a massive stack of cash because this takes me from a promotion push in the National League North to a relegation battle in the National League North. I'm really not keen to go, but if they throw enough cash at me, everybody's got a price. Yeah, finances, we don't worry about. Are you able to? Yeah, that happened a long time ago. Yes, my record speaks for itself. Yes, I've got a good relationship with supporters and a proven track record. You're also in considerable financial trouble. I'm good at that. Don't need to change the backroom staff. You want me to finish mid-table this year and then just keep finishing mid-table. So at least they're not looking for League Two anymore. They've changed their tune since the summer. A transfer budget of almost nothing. I don't really care about transfer budget. That wage budget is pathetic. They need to give me more than that. I'm not going somewhere with half the wage budget that I'm on at Brackley. That's absurd. But I seem to be being linked with Barnet, so let's respond to that. Do I have anything to say about my recent public interview opportunities? I'm ready to take the next step in my career. Everyone's let's quote Carlo Ancelotti. We look at the likes of Carlo Ancelotti and say that could be me one day. I do. I always look at Carlo Ancelotti and say that. I've got a picture of him next to my bathroom mirror. There you go. That's me targeting the Barnet job, apparently. Am I favourite for that job? No. Gareth Ainsworth is. I put a suit on and he's turned up with long hair. I mean, I don't think I understand the management game, do I? Right, now I guess we sit and wait and see what happens. I'll see you when we get some offers or declines. I don't know if we're going to play any matches today, by the way. This might just be a job hunting episode, even though I'm not officially job hunting. And we have another interview, this time with Barrow. And goodness me, this is going to confuse. I can't go to Barrow. This is going to, I've just managed Barrow on Twitch and LOLLUJO too. This is just going to break everybody's brains if I end up at Barrow. I mean, I've got to go to the interview. Rules are rules. If I end up at Barrow, though, this is a disaster in terms of the algorithm. Hi, Paul. Yeah, you perhaps do recognise me. Do you think it's a positive or a negative that you've thus far? Yeah, tremendous loyalty. I've not won a trophy because I manage Brackley. What is it with these people? Yeah, fine. You're all asking the same questions. Yes, I can do a good atmosphere. Yes, I've got a good record. Let's have a look at your guy. He's probably fine. Yeah, I'll work with him. I don't want to go to Barrow though. So you're going to have to give me a lot of money. What do you want? Mid-table National League. I haven't even looked where they are. They're 21st in the National League. So they're also in a relegation battle, but unlike everybody else, they don't want to just escape from the relegation battle. They want to finish mid-table and then get back to League Two. So they're ambitious. There's actually a transfer budget and a decent wage budget as well. I mean, it's appealing other than the fact that I have just managed them 3 weeks ago on my other channel and it will be a disaster. That's 5 interviews. I only had 3 interviews in the whole of Non-League to Legend last year. Told you this one would be different. Right, we didn't get the job at Ebbsfleet because they didn't want to let me have a bigger wage budget. They've given the job to Paul Ince instead. Good luck, Paul. Have a lovely day. He's dressed in the same outfit as me by the looks of him. Open collar. That's what the cool kids wear. But yeah, we didn't get Ebbsfleet. So that's 1 down, 4 still potentially available to me. Right, thankfully, we also didn't get the Barrow job. They've given it to Neil Wood, who's gone doing an impression of Pep Guardiola route. With his polo neck and his no hair. The board was satisfied with the plans you put forward in your interview, but ultimately decided you weren't the right person to take the club forward. Fair enough. I agree. Well, 2 pieces of news now. Francis is throwing money at the club. That's nice, Francis. And I didn't get the job at Solihull for the same reason as Ebbsfleet. I demanded more money. They didn't want to give it to me. They've given the job to Mickey Mellon. So I think that's just Cheltenham and Barnet we're still in for now. In other news, we have made it through in the FA Cup. Took us a replay and extra time to get past FC United, but we've been rewarded with a home tie against League One Barnsley in the next round. It's kind of the worst kind of draw that you can get because we can fill our ground and not make a lot of money and we're pretty much guaranteed to lose. Away to them would have been perfect, but you don't have the option to try and switch the fixture in Football Manager. But I might not even be here by then, so it might not matter. But with the money that's just been injected, we're still struggling financially. Can we put some of this over here? Does that solve that problem? No, it doesn't solve that problem. Brilliant. And then there were one. If I put this jacket on for nothing, we also didn't get the Barnet job. They were satisfied with the plans I put forward, but ultimately decided I wasn't the right person to take the club forward. They've given the job to Matt Sadler, who's previously manager of Walsall. Has a very nice smile, which is frustrating. So it's Cheltenham or nobody for the time being, it seems. Which is, where am I looking? This is where I'm trying to go. Cheltenham, favourite for Cheltenham is Shota Arveladze, who, I mean, yeah, he's probably got a better pedigree than me. And I also didn't get the Cheltenham job. They went with Shota Arveladze. 5 interviews, didn't get a single one of. I mean, it's fair to say this is not how I expected this episode to turn out. We've just played a top of the table clash against South Shields. That could have gone in the video. The league's going really well now. We're only 1 point off the top. I guess I'll show you the Barnsley game. I thought I did all right. 5 interviews, didn't get. There's nothing for me here now. I've made the decision to commit to Brackley for the rest of the season. National League, here we come. I'm a loyal man. Let's go beat Barnsley. In other news, Francis has lost his mind. I've just finished my Continental A licence, asked if I could do the Continental Pro. Francis has said no, which is fair enough. I thought, I've just been to 5 interviews. I can't imagine he's going to put me on a course when he knows I'm looking to leave. That's not his reason, though. Not only are we underperforming this season, but we're also on our worst run of form to date. Request denied. Excuse me, Francis? feel like a conversation is in order. Francis, how are you doing? I would like to further my development. We're going on a coaching course. Just a straight no. I mean, Francis, he's gone. He said that before. Please do not waste our time with things like this. I mean, he knows how to make a man feel wanted, doesn't he? Am I ready to lower myself to... I'm not going to Cambridge. Goodness me. And just as I was about to take off my suit and put my normal clothes back on, Forest Green are in. They're in League Two. This would be the ultimate falling on my feet. They've got handsome Dom Telford playing for them as well, who you might know from the Twitch save recently. They've identified me as one of their top candidates. One of the reasons the board have decided to offer me an interview is because they feel I'd be an acceptable fit for the club's vision for the future. This is mainly as a result of my strong commitment towards signing first-team players no older than 23. I like it. Get me in here, Craig. You need a surname, Craig Graham. But yeah, hi, how you doing, Craig? Do you think it's a positive and negative thing that you've thus far managed just one team? I'm loyal. Oh, not the trophy thing again. I manage bleeping Brackley. That's why I've not won a trophy. What trophy do you think I should? Oh, no, we do. Yeah, we do play the FA Cup every year. Unfortunately, we haven't yet been able to win it from the 6th tier. Why have you never been able to achieve promotion? Because of good teams being better than me. Why have I struggled? Oh, this is taking a turn again, isn't it? Yeah, that one. Are you willing to assure us? Yes, I'll do a better job. Jay Rice. Nice moustache, Jay. Yeah, he's good. I'll work with him. He's fine. Don't need to worry about any of that. Their long-term vision is avoid relegation from League Two and then start finishing the top half of it. I can do that. Yeah, we'll agree to that. Flipping heck! Yeah, Craig, I think 1.79 million might be all right. Oh, yeah, I think that'll probably do. Yeah. Okay. Yep. Again, 6. Oh, Craig. I will go vegan for you, Craig, if that's what it takes. They're still the vegan club, right? I mean, can I declare interest in this? I've just won Manager of the Month. Am I I want to declare interest. I really want to go there. I mean, the chances of me going there when everyone else has turned me down are slim. I'm declaring interest. The amount of money there, if I get laughed off, I will be cross. Chapman is only considered to have an outside chance of the job, but his interest will be news to supporters, keen for a new name to be confirmed. There you go. So we won't show Barnsley after all, because I'm back on the job. Get lost, Reese. Just get out of here. I'm done with him. I dismissed him, then apologised to him. I don't know if that solved the problem or not. No, he's unhappy. Brilliant. We're waiting on Forest Green now. I mean, you know me, boys and girls. I'm not one to blow my own trumpet, but we have just beaten a League One team 4-0. Ignore the fact that they had a player sent off really early on. We did just beat a League One team 4-0. If that doesn't secure me a job, I mean, I'm single-handedly clearing the debts. I've just had a match of the day moment. Forest Green, come and get me. And I didn't get the Forest Green job either. Kevin Thompson, not that one, got the job. Well, I guess I'll show you an FA Cup game after all. We're playing either Hartlepool or Preston in the next round. I'll meet you. There might be more jobs between now and then. We are top of the league now. We're relentless. We're doing all right. I wonder, we might just finish the season today. Oh, there you go. Now that's all settled down. I'm back in my normal clothes. We did just keep on winning. We're top of the league. We're only 2 points clear of South Shields, who actually seem quite good, as do Southport. But we're top of the league as we approach the halfway point of the season, which is super duper. But even more excitingly than that, we have the big away game against the big club. It's probably the biggest match we could have had at this stage of the FA Cup. Away against Preston, they're third in League One. Obviously, have a big stadium, have lots of fans. They tend to get, okay, only around 10 to 15,000 for home matches, but even still, that's a lot more than we get. We're going into this with a balance of negative 425,000. Let's see if we can go and make some money. Remember football? We're going to do some of that. Laidlaw in goal, a back four of Amiri, Craig, Ellison and McWilliams. Ewing at the base of the midfield, Devaney and Peck ahead of him. I don't think you've met Peck. Siddy, I guess that is, Siddy Peck, on loan from Sheffield United. He's a former Arsenal youngster, had a loan at Oldham before as well. He came in right as I was being offered lots of managerial interviews and seems quite good. So he's going to start in midfield. Agbenone on the left, Alpha Ruprecht on the right, Farmer up front. Farmer, by the way, quite good. 14 goals so far this season. Probably not going to score today, but then we did beat Barnsley 4-0 in the last round, so anything can happen. It's going to be tougher away from home, but we're a team in incredibly good form, and we know how much momentum counts for in Football Manager. We do have to take it with the whole pinch of salt because Preston are also in quite good form as well, hence them being third in League One. Only £7,500 have turned up. It is double what we would have had at our place, so I guess that makes a bit of a difference. It's not going to make an extraordinary difference to our bank balance unless we win the match, and then it's potentially even six-figure prize money at this stage of the competition, but that's a big if. Preston are 4 divisions above us, and as you can see, just carving through us as if we weren't really there. Laidlaw able to make the save from the effort from long range. Preston, of course, one of my former non-League to Legend clubs, as were Forest Green, who we had an interview at earlier. This is the 10th season of doing this. We're starting to run out of clubs I've not managed previously. There's going to be some repetition occasionally, but I don't think we're in any danger of managing Preston anytime soon. Unless we knock them out of the FA Cup, that's causing their manager to get fired, and the chairman decides to take a gamble on the guy who caused all the problems in the first place, i.e. me. But probably not going to happen. We didn't get the job at Forest Green, who were a division below this lot. I don't think we'd get the job at Preston. We didn't get the job at Solihull, who were in our league, although to be fair, I did talk my way out of that one. But I can't believe it. Was that 6 interviews in the end and didn't get a single job offer? Absolutely unheard of. I said it was going to be we've given away a penalty. We'll just watch this briefly. Hopefully Laidlaw can make the save and we'll get back to waffling about job offers. Laidlaw, can he save? He can! Oh, come on, we're going to win the FA Cup. I'm finally going to have an answer to all those interview questions. The question will be, how on earth did you win the FA Cup with Brackley, Kev? Answer, I'm just that good. But it remains 0-0. That'll do very nicely. And let's continue to put some pressure on that. I can't remember what I was talking about before that. That's got me so excited. I might even focus in on this football match. But yeah, I said it was going to be a different shape of non-League Legend to what you've seen previously, to what you saw earlier on in FM24. I've already had twice as many interviews, and I've never before had 6 interviews and not had a single offer. So we're getting something new, boys and girls. Always a twist in the Football Manager story. What a strange sentence. That was a risky pass from Ellison, and Devaney somehow managed to make it look not awful. Amiri down the left-hand side, trying to find space for a cross. He's been closed down quite nicely by the Preston player, but he does really well to get the cross away. Now McWilliams shoots from range. He's hit the crossbar. If he'd have scored a goal with his foot, I don't think anyone would have known what was going on. This is how he scores goals. Aim at him here. McWilliams, he's hit the bar again. He's just hit the crossbar twice in a minute. I mean, that boy deserves a goal. Surely if you hit the crossbar twice as a defender, they should chalk that up to at least half a goal. But we are having a nice little spell here. We're now on the attack on the other side. Amiri plays it into Agbenone. Agbenone plays it across to Peck, and we've taken the lead. What's going on? It's Preston 0, Brackley 1. We are in such good form. There are rare occasions in my Football Manager life that I've had a team clicking the way this. I'm emotional about it. Either that or I need a cough. Let's pause and have a cough, shall we? But as I was saying, I have rarely had a team who are riding momentum and performing so far above their level as this Brackley team are. I mean, we've seen Laidlaw save the penalty. We've seen McWilliams hit the crossbar twice. We've now seen Peck open the scoring. We are playing so far above ourselves, and we did it in the last round as well, and we've been doing it in every league match that I've played in this extraordinarily long recording session. We've clicked, And it's exceptional. I mean, look at this. Boy, who's that? Alpha Ruprecht, just causing an absolute nuisance of himself. The Preston player didn't know what to do there. He was just being brilliantly closed down and hassled, and we've ended up winning the ball back as a result of it. It's just great. We're 4 divisions worse than this. So this is like, I mean, they're what? They're 3rd in League One. This is like Manchester City playing against whoever's top of leagues. I don't know who's top of League Two, but Manchester City, actually, at the moment, they might not win. But ordinarily, you would expect them to win. And Preston have equalised, so maybe they will win after all. And it's a bit of a soft goal in the end, actually. They've kind of cut through our defence quite easily, but the shot from range, I think Laidlaw probably should have had that covered. Having already saved a penalty, he's probably better than what he's shown there. That's a little bit unfortunate, but it's still 1-1. We've scored our only shot. We've had 1 shot on target. Never mind the fact we've hit the woodwork twice. Just the 1 shot on target, though. Right, all we need for an FA Cup 3rd round dream is a corner. Get it on McWilliams' head again, and he's going to score this time. He doesn't consistently miss them over the course of a match. If you see him have 2 or 3 attempts from corners, he'll usually score at least one of them, sometimes more than one. He's a delight. They've got him behind me again here, and it was a clumsy attempt at a challenge from Ellison. I thought he'd given away a penalty. In actual fact, we've just given away another goal immediately after half-time. And I think our FA Cup dream run is over, and we're going to have to return back to reality in the league. I mean, that was such a risky tackle, especially when you're going to miss. He missed both man and ball there. And now it's Preston on the attack again. I think they've gone up a gear, haven't they? Preston have realised that we're actually quite good, and they might actually have to try. So they've come out for the second half and they're trying, which does feel a little bit unfair against a team from a lower league. I'm not going to demand more because we shouldn't be getting any more out of this game than we already are. But I've gone attacking, and I'm encouraging my boys because you never know, with a nice word here and there, we might just persuade them to go and do another goal for me. But they're going to try one of my trademarked long throws. McWilliams is going to deal with them all day long. I don't know if I mentioned, he's 6'5", that boy. He'll deal with that kind of stuff. Cross comes in. It's not being dealt with by Ellison in the middle, though. Ellison is kind of the reverse of McWilliams. I think he's only 5'10". He's a good defender, which McWilliams is not. No physical presence, which obviously McWilliams has. With the two of them playing on the same side, the hope is that they cancel out each other's deficiencies. Right, Cabby is going to come on. We're going to bring on Connor Hall as well. He's just scored a couple of goals in the league. He's not really had a look in yet this season, but he has scored in the league lately. Keston Davies is another one who's a threat from set pieces. So we've just seen Ellison have problems at the back because he's little. So hopefully Davies can get in there and be a big boy. Do I demand more? It just seems like a really harsh thing to do in the circumstances. I think what I am going to do is go very attacking and give Laidlaw the opportunity to get forward and do a goal. McWilliams is shattered, so Camerson's going to have to come on for him, which is not ideal. And we don't have another winger on the bench either. We don't really have any more attacking players on the bench. We'll bring Callum Tripp on at the base of the midfield ahead of Ewing. We're going very attacking. Have we got a hero to grab us an equaliser that would bring Preston back to our place? Or are we just going to have to settle for a close result against a team that should have absolutely battered us? That's a loose pass from Devaney. I think all of our boys are shattered. Remember, we're semi-pro and they're professional. It's actually more extreme than the difference between a League Two team and Man City, because my lot have got full-time jobs. They've got work on Monday. Preston just get to faff around playing FIFA and eating in the club canteen. It's a different world. But they are knocking the ball around us with ease now. Camerson trying to win it back, but can't. It's a bit of a contrast to how things were looking in the first half when we were full of energy and closing everybody down. I think we've just tired ourselves out. It's, like I say, it's a difference between being semi-pro and pro-pro. And we're not the pro-pro. They're the pro-pro. But yeah, I think that's probably the end of it. We've got 3 minutes left. Is there going to be one more highlight? Oh, it's a corner. Laidlaw's forward. Laidlaw's won a penalty. Our goalkeeper has just won a penalty, and Connor Hall, with 5 seconds left on the clock, has the chance to force a replay, and he does! What a moment for Brackley Town. That is absolutely absurd. Our name is going to be in the hat for the third round of the FA Cup. And that is just genuinely baffling. Sending your goalkeeper forward for corners makes a difference, boys and girls. Let's see how much of a financial difference that's made. Quite a financial difference. Now, I can't show you that match today. This episode is already long enough. So I think we're just going to have to come back in the next episode. And I mean, look at that performance from Laidlaw. 12 saves, saved a penalty and won the penalty that got us back in the game. The replay is coming up in a few matches' time. That will be the next episode. Who knows? There might be more job hunting going on by then as well. But we could get the dream FA Cup third round tie yet. If you've enjoyed that, please make sure you leave a nice big thumbs up on there for me. Subscribe to the channel for daily Football Manager videos. And thank you very much for watching.